Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Idiotically Tutorialising Caveman2Cosmos. In the last episode, we talked about how the custom game options work, what you should be using, what you shouldn't be using, and so on and so forth. In this episode, I will be talking about the bug options that you can change. There show the bug options screen, and the actual in-game options, because there is a lot of options to go through. But first, let's talk about who we are. We are Hammurabi. We are Hammurabi of the Babylonian Empire. We are aggressive, we are organized, and we are isolationists, which means we like to go to war. Organized, I'm pretty sure, means we get cheaper civics cost upkeep. And isolationists, we don't like talking to other people much. I will go through the actual options of our leader in the next episode, because the next episode will actually be gameplay. This episode is no gameplay at all. So if you know how about the bug options and stuff, I would advise skipping ahead. First thing we're going to talk about is the in-game options, the actual normal options. Most of these options, I believe, are just part of the game. Stack attack, units auto-promote, and so on and so forth. In this game, in this mod, Caveman2Cosmos, the options I will advise putting on are quick moves, quick combat offense and defense. Stack attack you can put on or off. I prefer it off usually, because you will have massive stacks. And that's pretty much it. And automated workers leave all improvements, but that's kind of normal. But let's go into the actual options, like the bug options. This takes a little bit of time usually to open if you've opened it for the first time. So yeah, there's a lot of options. We have, how many options? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 different tabs. Not all tabs are worth looking at, so do not worry about that. In the general options, you have progress bars, so how long it will take to get to the next great general progress bar. Text splash screen can be detailed, wide, or original. Leaderhead icons. You can hide the attitude. You can show the worst enemy, and you can show who they've got a defensive pact with. That's in the trading diplomacy tree. Or is it here? I don't remember. Wait a minute. Okay. There is also the autosave parts, so you can autosave at the start of each game, the end of each game, whenever you exit the game, and also you can choose to use the player name, which is fine. Actions often declare war, which means that whenever you go into someone's territory and they have close borders with you, if you have this off, you just go straight into the enemy borders and attack them. You go to war with them instantly. Sentry with it while healing. Pre-chop forests and pre-chop improvements I really like having on. That just means that they chop down forests until there's one turn left, and then they'll stop. A lot of these other options are actually just part of the game. Use AI pathing, auto-end turns without decisions. Minimize AI turn times. I would advise turning this on as well. Tick marks, whatever. Once you get to Rev DMC and Caveman2Cosmos, I would actually suggest, so most of these tabs are kinda pointless. Something like the map tab I don't really touch. The city screens tab For the most part, I don't look at. The advisors tab is the same. Alerts tab I don't look at. Scoreboard and so on and so forth. The main tabs I do deal with are the Rev DCM, Caveman2Cosmos, automations, and I think I look at the clock every so often, but that's normally at the start of the start overall. Anyway, so we're going to go to Rev DMC tab. The interface options. When checked, enables the hidden attitude mod. Okay. Siege options, you can range bombard and you can do opportunity fire. Enables range bombardment is just allows the your archers and stuff to bombard from afar. Opportunity fire enables sentry siege, the possibility to inflict damage through opportunity volleying, which means that when you're sieging, if the enemy tries to move out, they can fire before they do. Battle options. Battle effects are very interesting. So, terrain becomes battlefields. Like, you get battlefield terrain, which significantly reduces productivity and mobility on plots where a battle has recently been fought. This makes certain parts of the map really bad. Like, if you find there's parts of the map where there's lots and lots of fights happening, it's really fun because you see the effect. Like, the effect is a drastic reduction in movement and production. And I want to enjoy playing this, but I usually don't. Archer Bombard and Stack Attack. Stack Attack is what we know about. Archer Bombard allows ranged attack for archers. Air Force options. Active fighter defense, fighter engagement, and enhanced air bombardment. We're going to put all these on. I don't even know what this is. Causes battle outcomes to affect cultural controls of tiles, national borders. Oh, yeah. So whenever you attack someone, you can actually gain their borders. Every time you attack someone, you get a certain percentage of culture. The more times you attack, the more a border will change, and it's really interesting. Influence options. Pillaging allows you to get influence. No naval and no barbarian influence. Battles with barbarian units have no. Yeah, that makes sense. And no battles between naval units. I do think naval control should have it. Spy options, spy promotions, bribe missions, and assassinate missions, of course. Caveman2Cosmos. This is this specific. I normally don't do the resource display, but you can. ROM tech tree colors changes the tech tree, so there's certain colors for different eras. Flexible difficulty, that's pretty understandable. Minimum difficulty and max difficulty, it becomes stronger and stronger. AI use it. That's I don't think I would ever try that, but yeah. City management, show coastal buildings, hide obsolete buildings. I always have that on. Hide replaced buildings. I always have that on. That means that whenever a building becomes obsolete or can be replaced by another building, they are then no longer shown, which is really nice. You can also show coastal, hide unconstructed buildings and hide untrainable units. Empire management cannot claim water tiles. I don't see why you would ever do that. Shows your civilization traits on the traits. Yeah, please, I'll turn that on. No friendly pillaging, so you cannot pillage your own stuff. Sometimes you kind of want to. Hide unavailable worker actions. Hide obsolete worker actions. Event images. Random images appear. Random events will display an image with it. Strategic events. Strategic events are random events that force players to make decisions that are strategically important. You can alter the course of the game. Ignore alerts from disabled buildings. No production pop-up. So if you get bored of the pop-ups from your cities telling you this has been produced, then yeah, you can turn that off. Defender withdraw, resource depletion, I really enjoy. So over time, resources will become depleted, and so will mines. Better air interception. Battlefield promotion means that as you fight, your units will actually gain promotions from fighting and not just experience. Actually, they won't gain experience if they gain a promotion. So something like, if they fight and they win, they might gain combat 1. They won't gain 1 experience, or however much experience they get, but they'll gain combat 1, which is actually about 12 experience. So they'll gain a level's worth of experience from a fight. Very, very fun to do. Dynamic experience, they gain more or less experience depending on the units they fight. The harder the unit, the more experience they get. The weaker the unit, the less experience they'll get, and so on and so forth. War prizes is when a ship attacks another ship and doesn't destroy it can either sink the ship or capture the ship. Infrastructure ignores improvements. I'm not actually sure about that. Oh, so if you don't want workers to improve anything and you want workers specifically building roads, then this is really good to put on. It means that workers will not build any improvements other than roads. Mercy rule. When you play with the mercy rule on, once your score is double that of everyone else's score combined, the game will stop. That can also happen the other way. If an AI is hit, if their score is more than everyone else's score combined doubled, then they will win. Realistic diplomacy. No storms you want to play with so that the game is faster. Multiple religions spread, yeah. Terrain damage is interesting. If you are not going to be automating your units, then terrain damage is really good. Terrain damage means that things like salt plains, deserts, tundra will actually hurt your units over time. Every single turn they spend on that tile will actually have a percentage of damage. The AI are very, very bad at dealing with this because they don't know about this terrain damage. They usually auto heal on the terrain that's killing them, meaning they die. Just flat out die. I would love to play with this, but I don't like the micromanagement enough. I will play with this. I guess I can play with this in this sort of tutorial. Terraforming, reforestation, sea tunnels. Yeah. Diplomacy, can trade vassals, can establish an alliance, and so on and so forth. This allows you to change what kind of options you can do within the game. So like if you don't like the fact that you can trade workers, you can turn it off. Automations can be very important. If you are using auto hunt a lot, I would suggest turning the odds, minimum attack odds up to like 85%, so that they don't attack things that are like a 5% chance of victory. There are iffy things, like locusts don't really count towards the ability, the 85% ability. Locusts, I don't know what happens with them, but they'll attack them at 1% chance of victory. So auto hunting usually doesn't work very well. Automate patrol options. There is an automate patrol, which means they'll patrol your borders specifically. And if you want them to leave the borders to like attack 1 or 2 tiles away from your borders, then you can do the can leave borders. The same with automate city defense. They'll run around your city, defending your city. Automate airstrikes and air bombardment. Automate explorer. Automate spread. Automate caravan. Automate protect. Automate pirate. Automate upgrade. Automate promote. So on and so forth. All these different automations that you can have. If you don't like your workers building forts, there's a way to turn it off, which is fucking amazing. Maps, I'd never change anything. But there's so many options. City screen, this shows you all the different things you can see within your city. Advisors, all the different things you can see within your advisor. All the different alerts that will pop up throughout the game. Scoreboard, different scores, what the scoreboard will showcase. The clock. I like to use the era related clock colors. So yeah, that changes depending on the era. Alternate game clock, completed turns, total turns completed, and so on and so forth. Plot list, odds, unit naming, logging, just logs anything that goes wrong, systems, and of course the credits. This tells you everybody that's done the game. Thunderbird is very, very active. I talk to Thunderbird a lot. But yeah, strategy 1 is the one that created it originally. Hydromancer does a lot of stuff, but all these people help out. All of them help out. So yeah, thank you to every single one of them. So that's that. That options actually took a lot less time than I was expecting. There are a lot of options within the bug options that require a lot of in-depth look at. Like things like terrain damage can be very interesting. You want to look at that a lot. You might want to use it, you might not want to use it. It depends on if you enjoy micromanagement or not. If you hate micromanagement, I would definitely advise against it. If you really enjoy micromanagement, it's a really good mechanic and it can be super fun to play with, because you can't spend a certain like too long in deserts, and it's really nice. Anyway, I will see you all in the next episode. The next episode is going to be actual gameplay. Yay! Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you all learned something, and I'll see you all next time around. Have fun, and goodbye.